calculated because they covered like angles right above the other, and then Axe stayed low, ready to cover maybe like an up B through the projectiles or right around them, and Amsa stayed high on the plat, ready to maybe do like a nair or something. So I think that was actually a lot of option coverage. I assume they blabbed that. And, you know, you mentioned before, they're in contention for best team in the world right now. So you're looking at some of the nation's finest and some of the world's finest.
Yeah, I mean, if we're going off recency bias, I think they have to be called the best team in the world.
Yeah,
I think they took the last 2 doubles titles.
Yeah, and they just beat, you know, J-Mook and Cody in the head-to-head, which also counts for something, because that's another team that's in contention.
Yep. But there is a potential character disadvantage there where we have 2 Fox against an unpeculiar doubles combo here.
Yeah, I mean, Yoshi's so heavy, too, that up air doesn't even break out of the grab. That's not an interaction you see all the time.
Well, that's what happened at the end of game 1, where they had the grab to get the kill confirm, but it's just not a confirm on Yoshi. Out of any of the rest of the cast, they would have had that character or that stock advantage.
Okay, so now they have to make, oh yeah, and the decision is they want to make sure they close the stock versus Amsa, and instead the Fox, who was on Axe, isn't really trying to hit him, just playing keep away so he can't get a save. Yeah. And maybe that's a smart play when you have a narrow lead like this, because the way that you lose it is by getting reversed on the edge. Yeah,
and I think the only thing they have to watch out for is Axe trying to reverse it and get that early edge guard with that up air.
The reason I oohed is Stango almost had a crazy reversal on Amsa, something you don't see very often, right? It was almost a shine spike into ledge grab. Just get to the normal get up instead of like a roll or something.
Yeah. Axe and Amsa have been reacting really well to how Stango was playing in the first game, where they see the moments where they're both at kill percent and Stango's looking to get in, and they play defensively very well, trying to play with those shields and look to get him out of there. And then as soon as Stango goes in, they just had Amsa like throw an air out and knock him right back out so they can reposition and not be grouped up.
And it seems like so far this stock, Zuppy has spent a lot of time putting aerials in places that Amsa in particular and sometimes Axe like to be, but they're not getting hit. They didn't get hit by it a single time. He's putting all these great nairs and backers, and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense, but not a single one of them hit anything. And Stango wasn't able to capitalize on the ground either.
Yeah, it's really ballsy by Stango. When he was down 1v2 while Zuppy was you know, spawning on the Halo, he just went straight to center stage and got spacing, which is kind of something you usually don't do. You kind of play runaway for a little bit, so playing really confident.
Yeah, and we'll see. Yep, they're able to get the edge. Axe holds off Zuppy, while Amsa finishes the edge guard on Stango. That's something that we've seen on both sides a lot. Not necessarily doing a team's edge guard in the traditional sense, instead keeping the partner from being able to get a save, because everyone on the screen is capable of saving their partner effectively, right?
Yeah, and I think that's kind of how, if you're Axe and Amsa, you make this duo so potent, where you take away some of Fox's best abilities and teams, which is saving your opponent from the wackiest of position, and you just deny them just like that. Axe has been off stage for like 10 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, even if they didn't clean up that one stock, they did like 50 damage to each of them basically or something, right? From all of the iterations of that edge guard.
Yeah, now we're back in the impossible situation for Stango here. Just got to try to pull something out here, get Axe off stage maybe.
Yeah, but you know, it's a misledge dash to end it. To tell you the truth, at this high of a level, usually a 1v2 is nigh impossible. So,
yep.
You're ready to go to the next one. There were 2 games on Battlefield, right?
Yeah.
If I'm playing Double Fox, and I'm not Stango or Zuppy, they're better players, better teams players, I'd go somewhere like FD or Stadium instead.
Yep.
Here we are.
No.
Okay, great.
I will say the task becomes a lot harder to win when you have to play on Dreamland twice, potentially, against Pikachu and Yoshi.
Yeah, part of me, like, it's definitely hard, but in a way it's not as scary as, for me, as I'd expect, because this has been the real problem. Look, Zuppy's been off stage for like 10 seconds, not helping Stango, who's in a 1v1 with the best Yoshi of all time, and, you know, a top 10 player. He's able to stack the ledge from the down B.
I did see something, even if it didn't work out. Oh, and he doesn't get the air dodge up high enough.
They've been gimping Amsa? I guess that could happen. They've been doing it. There's been a few attempts, too, that didn't work out, so maybe that's part of the strategy. Because, notably, Axe does play in a way where that back throw will, you know, put people near the edge of the stage or off the stage. So on a long stage like this, that could mean that you might have an opportunity to, like, 2v1 or 1.5v1 Amsa, even in the middle of neutral.
Yeah, and what we've been seeing Amsa do when he thinks he's either going to get smothered or has the ability to delay, he'll do that neutral beat and just pop him in an egg and then run away.
Yeah. And you know, while that edge guard's going on, that's the type of thing that's been happening. A big combo from Amsa that leaves Stango at over 100%. And there's another back throw. Oh, they had team's coverage for that too. And, you know, it's so scary to mess with Amsa on the edge that they were kind of able to play off stage without the other Fox interacting with them. Which is interesting because in a lot of other matchups, right, Fox will just run up and at least like threaten, show presence, and make some threats so that you feel like you have to get off the ledge. In that case, they're just do a doubles edge guard anyway.
Yeah, and I think that was an interesting thing there from Zuppy, where he could have potentially had the edge guard on Axe. It was a pretty far away hit with a long recovery, but he just went back to do the 2v1 on Amsa, which I don't know if it's the correct play. I mean, I'm also not Zuppy and Stango, but Amsa just has so much like stymieing ability with Yoshi.
And let's take stock for a second. We got a pretty even game on our hands. Well, it was a second ago. And now this damage is going to hurt. And up air to finish it. No, gets a reverse hit of the Nair in order to send Stango off stage. It does more damage than up air too, and gets an up air at the very end in order to close out the edge guard. And all of a sudden, it's a 2-stock advantage for the red team.
And now Amsa just keeps going right back in. Doesn't even take the time to wait for Axe and just goes for the downbeat in neutral.
They would really love to finish off Axe here, but there's not really a great way to do it. Stango gives it a try by snagging the ledge for him after he gets off, but they can't fully engage.
Yeah.
Too dangerous.
And now we're seeing a little bit of slowing down, trying to go in that, you know, blue, red positioning.
Yeah, and they wanted Axe, and they got him, and it's a 2v1. Back air. He goes so high, they can't get another back air.
Can't do anything.
I was thinking up smash, dash attack is also connects. And there's an up smash finally. They're able to close the game. It's 1 game for the Foxes and 2 games for the mid-tiers.
Yeah, I would like to see Dreamland, I believe, but I could also see Yoshi's kind of being really disruptive.
If I'm them, I think Battlefield would be my favorite stage in this particular player and character matchup, but they already went there twice, and I don't think they're going to let them go back, right? They do end up going to Dreamland, like you say. It is just hard to argue with being able to live so long, because Amsa and Axe could live here.
Yeah, the only other detriment I could see is maybe slowing down the pace of play will help the Foxes a bit, but I mean, they're still going all out right now.
It seems like it kind of has, even if it's not slowing down, like, time-wise, in the choices and the amount of actions that you have. Like, the Fox has been able to split up the 2 teammates and sort of force interactions on one of them rather than both of them more often.
Yeah, and moving to, you know, bigger platforms as Axe just takes out Boldwood with an up smash. We have been seeing the Foxes kind of play on top of each other with shields.
I was just thinking, speaking of playing on top of a shield, I thought what was really interesting is the double invincibility in between stocks. They really trust Amsa's ability to shield drop their platform because he's Yoshi. Axe just goes over there too and uses him as like a wall. Because you don't want to approach Amsa on a platform. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and we're just seeing this like kind of really defensive movement from Amsa, just rolling as an egg on repeat. And they kind of can't answer to it because Axe is going to come down from Halo immediately. Amsa's just been such a strength for this team by just not dying, just stalling these 1v2s on repeat.
You know, one of the most interesting things about this team is that these are both the types of players who have like innovated so much of their character and so many different things in singles that they come together in doubles and are doing things we haven't seen before. And so teams, not only are they exceptional doubles players, but teams aren't ready for the stuff that Amsa and Axe are throwing at them.
I mean, we were talking about things that we don't even know if they were intentional or not, but after seeing what they do, we're like, this has to be pre-planned, right? Like, they're best of friends. They play together all the time when they have the chance, and they're definitely labbing out strategies.
I mean, yeah, it looks like they have set play, for sure.
Especially when they had such a goal of trying to beat Cody and J-Mook as a doubles rival for this year. They've definitely taken the time to develop these set plays, and it has been paying off so far. Yeah,
and it feels like a tough matchup, right? Like those both characters and players. That's quite a task. Okay, Zuppy and Stango are down 2 stocks overall, but that up air is going to help tie things up.
Yeah, and it's just Amsa in that egg during this 1v2. They haven't been able to find an answer to it.
Yeah, I mean, you take notes. They both back air on either side of Amsa, so he can't leave the egg, but he's happy to stay in it.
And when he's grounded, he just rolls.
This might be one of those things where, like, they're happy to get 1 hit on Amsa and then sort of 2v1 Axe and get a lot of damage off.
Yeah.
But it just hasn't fully panned out. Yeah, Stango is quite good, if I remember right, at using throw invincibility. For all you singles players, you actually get a little bit of invincibility when you initiate a throw. I think it's like 7 frames or something. That time, Amsa knew to wait for it. The up air's going to finish, right? No, it's Dreamland. That's the power of Dreamland once again.
Yeah, we have a close game. That 131% on Stango is looking dangerous, but stock-wise, we are close.
Yes, I mean closer than they were, 2 stocks ago.
Yep.
Yeah, Medado's going to finish it. What it really comes down to, you have to be confident in your 2v1 proficiency, and it seems like everyone on the board is, right? And at that point, it's just who can take both of the opponent's stocks first.
And Axe closes it out for Zuppy. Went all the way out there and was able to finish it. And Stango's back here in this 1v2. It's just a matter of time and how cool that they make it look. But throw an egg on the back throw?
Yeah, they were looking for egg back throw. Oh my, that is a lot. But I think they're going to end up closing it anyway.
Yeah.
Amsa and Axe looking strong, and of course a good showing from Zuppy and Stango too. That was winners.
Yep.
So Stango and Zuppy will continue their run in losers bracket.
Yeah, they will be playing Fizzwiggle and Fishbait in losers quarters.
That's a Chic Peach matchup.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Chic Peach versus Double Fox, a tale as old as time. And the other side of winners semis is who?
We will have Spark and Zamu against Crudo and Panda.
Okay, Crudo, I think another one of the winners. Did we mention that Stango was the other winner last year, right?
Yeah, so for last year's doubles, the winners were actually Crudo and Stango.
Yeah. So they're both represented in this top 8. We just saw Stango, along with his partner Zuppy, who fell to...
third of last year.
Yeah, these two. But next up is Crudo. Crudo is another winner, known to be quite strong in doubles, always a threat, teaming with Panda, who, crazy Fox player from Florida,
Yep.
right? I think also somewhat known for doubles.
A lot of top 4s or top 8s at a lot of the majors that have had the largest doubles tournaments this year. I think at least 2 to 3 top 8s, a couple top 4s.
You remarked something to me that was interesting. I think it was off stream. Is that what we have is a bunch of players who are like doubles aficionados, but they're not playing with their regular teammates, except for Amsa and Axe.
Yeah, and that's where the exact first thing you said is we have all of these players who are really good at doubles, but don't have their traditional partner, and the only team left that has their traditional partner is the runner-up or the active best doubles team in the world. So
yeah,
kind of a rough thing to swallow if you are one of these teams left in the bracket that you have to get through Amsa Axe.
I mean, that said, even that last set didn't look impossible to me.
Yeah.
Right?
And I think if you're Zuppy Stango, you're actively remembering things from key moments in the set that you're putting in the back of your mind, because you still have a few more matches until you play them again, if you do make it. But I think they have things that they learned from this set that they will apply.
Yeah, and I feel like, the general game plan that Stango and Zuppy had was really good. I think it came down to nuance. Like, there was a lot of nuance between Axe and Amsa, right? Like, they had so many, you have the usual, I'll cover this general strategy, I'll try to keep them away so you can finish your edge guard kind of stuff. Both teams had that, but Amsa and Axe had so many, specific little setups. Like, this is the way